Right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, August 1st, set today by Imogen. And I know, thanks to Thomas, that Imogen is the same setter as Vulcan in a more difficult guise. Let's see if that's true. We had Vulcan on Monday, and it wasn't too bad. All right, going for a little pile of Earth, a carbon sink. How could the definition be sink? I'm wondering if it could be going for little, like sale price or half price. I'm thinking carbon is the letter C, so we're going to have C in there somewhere. Little pile, though, could be just the P. No, I'm not seeing that. And what would Earth be? Mud? Dirt? No. Let's try the downs. Flop down, taking pill, and spoonfuls of medicine. No, I've no idea about that. Chain, that is, covered in diamonds. Well, we had diamonds yesterday as ice. Was that yesterday? Anyway, recently. Could also be D from cards. Maybe this maybe begins with a D and then we have IE for that is. And then ice. No, we don't have enough letters in the wordplay that I'm thinking of, and I think the definition would be chain. Chain, that is. No. Insincere talk, Emmanuel heard. Well, the only Emmanuel I know of that spells it with an I is the philosopher Immanuel Kant with a K, but it sounds like C-A-N-T, which is insincere talk. Genuine, German beach hut regularly cleared out. It sounds like we're going to take every other letter. Beach hut regularly. And then both the German could be D or DE. And then what's another word for genuine? Real, of course. No, don't see it. Giant struggle for breath over a thin porridge. Brings back memories of yesterday when I struggled with apnea. Not literally, but the word. Giant struggle for giant. Giant struggle could be an anagram of giant. And then would the definition be a thin porridge? Gruel would be a thin porridge. Yeah, don't see that one either. Doing this with car clamping is possible. I think we've seen possible as an anagram indicator. I'm wondering if it could be an anagram of car clamping, and this could be an and lit, or as I learned yesterday, and again thanks to Thomas, CAD clue as definition. So yeah, I'm wondering if it could be, I can't think of, I think it's going to still end in ing, but then car plus clamp. Oh no, hold on, that's too many letters. Oh yeah, so maybe clamping is the fodder, and doing this with car. No, not seeing it. Quarantine is over, not before time. I think it might mean quarantine. Is that as a noun or a verb? Over, maybe it begins with an O, but not before time. Oh, maybe not before time is the definition, but not seeing it. How about dive from small point, no problem? No. Imogen is living up to her billing today. Let's go back to the acrosses. Current. Introduced to islands' power supplies. Well, current is I. Island can be I-S, can be man for the Isle of Man. Power might be P. So can we put an I inside? Oh, I'm thinking of the electrical supply to your house is known as the mains. So it is the Isle of Man. It comes up a lot. An island, apostrophe S, becomes man's with the I. All right. After a moment passes, donkey something unhealthy to take in. It's a funny surface. It doesn't read very well. After a moment passes donkeys. Oh, I suppose the person passing isn't indicated anyway. Getting off on a tangent there. I'm thinking the definition is something unhealthy to take in, and I am thinking of a phrase that fits this pattern, and that would be secondhand smoke would be unhealthy to take in. But how does that, well, a moment could be a second. Maybe even a second hand, but I don't think so. Passes is hands. I think a donkey jacket can be a moke, M-O-K-E. Let me pause and look that up so I don't mislead you. No, it's not the jacket. It's the actual animal. It's a word for a donkey or an old broken down horse. So there we go. All right, now, surely that's going to help. So we do have an M and an S, so it might be clamping is. Misplacing. I suppose we've all misplaced our cars at one time or another. Yeah, and I wonder if it's in a way. Yeah, oh yeah, so I think it is a CADR, an andlet, where if you misplace your car, if you put it in the wrong place or a forbidden place, then it may end up being clamped. Yeah, I like that. All right, our quarantine. Oh, I wonder if it might actually start with IS. To quarantine might be to isolate. Yeah, not before time is late. There we go. Dive from small point. No problem. Oh, a dive could be a speak easy. Yeah, small is S. A point can be a mountain peak. And if there's no problem doing something, it's easy. All right, we're finally getting a foothold up in the Northeast. AQ, but Eeyore finally got his ... Now that's funny. We've seen where consecutive clues are linked with the ellipses, but the following one does not have the ellipses, so maybe we're supposed to read these literally. A Q, well, Q, however you pronounce it, is the French for tail. Yes. Well, actually, no, it's a queue of cars on the motorway, for example. It could be a tailback. And I suppose, yes, so here the ellipses are indicating we put in two words to finish the sentence. Eeyore got his tail back. It's been a long time since I read Winnie the Pooh, but I think I do remember that. Oh, I skipped over 10. Move easily, but risk a tumble. Ah, could it be an anagram of risk? Do we tumble it? But I'm not seeing. Yeah, for move easily. Or maybe the other way around? No, why am I not seeing that? Anyway, let's go on. Go pale, threatening appearance at club. To go pale can be to blanch. Threatening appearance can be something like glower or and then at club can be merely see. No. How about secret police inspector is heard? I think it's going to be, I think it's secret police. Is it the checker? Which sounds in an English accent like a checker, one who checks or inspects. Let me just look that up. Yes, it was the Bolshevik secret police. Alrighty. Composer's grand fortune. I presume it's going to be a 5-letter composer. That's going to some. Oh, no, maybe it's a 4-letter composer with a G for grand. And that's going to mean fortune. Not thinking of one. No, let's try having one more on board in this 1996/7 car, a girl. Oh, I have a terrible feeling with the 96/7 car. I need to know a letter of the alphabet. If I'm remembering correctly, in Britain, a new letter is used each year for car registrations on your license plate. Yeah, so let me pause and I'm sure it's on Wikipedia. All right, well, I didn't realize the system changed in the year 2001 to now use the actual 2-digit year for the first half of the year, I think, and then adding 50 for the second half of the year. But back in 96, 97, the old system was in place, and so the letter P was used for 96, 97. But I'm not sure what to do with that. And where's the definition? Is it a girl? Maybe a girl's name? I can't think of one with a P and ending in Y. Or is it maybe having one more? Or even having one more on board. yeah, something like a quorum or a plenty something or other. Oh, there's some word at the back of my mind. Yeah, and then what's in this? In this. Oh, yeah, I don't get it. All right, gains second online at university in African city. I'm thinking it's going to be an African city in 8 letters. Gains second. No, how about not much custom in the Queen Vic? That's the pub in EastEnders, right? Not much. Maybe not much is the definition, but it might also be custom in the Queen Vic. And of course, it might be nothing to do with the pub. It might be actually Queen Victoria. I'm thinking it's going to be a tad, yeah, not seeing it. Version of paper very dull. It tired one European out. Maybe version is the definition. Yeah, so paper, could that be times? And so time is the first word, and then the next one begins with an S. Oh, we've seen just yesterday very being so, or 2 days ago, very being so. And it tired one European out suggests we remove an E from something. Oh, maybe the out. No. Could be an anagram indicator. It tired I and E. Version. What would version be? No. How about good copyist who looks stupid? Ah, no. Pay close attention mostly to one's stirring game. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a game 4-5. One stirring could be a spoon. Is it something spoon? Now, there is a game called Spoons that is very, very dangerous. I remember playing once with my friends and I nearly lost a finger, but something spoon, wooden spoon race, egg and spoon. Pay close attention, I think, mostly means we're going to have maybe a 5-letter word for pay close attention, and we're going to drop the last letter. Stare, star. Yeah, not seeing it. All right, back to the Downs. Graphic novel, but spine not long, broken, being misused. I think misused could be an anagram indicator where I'm thinking it might be the definition. Graphic novel. Oh, could it be a manga as part of the wordplay? Manga, but spine not long, broken. No. Preachers try witches, perhaps. Yeah, I don't get that. Witches perhaps could be the definition, and it's formed from preachers and a word for try. Or it's the definition is preachers, and we put, yeah, that actually makes more sense since preachers is plural. And then we'd have something for try, oh, which can be a go or a turn. And then witches, perhaps. Oh, could it be an anagram of witches at the end? No, I don't think so. Oh, here's nice 3 words of 3 letters each. Ruthless, self-interest. Oh, I'm thinking dog eat dog. Of magistrate wanting day in a measure of warmth. Well, let me put in dog eat dog. Yeah. Oh, I think a doge who is the ruler of Venice, I think that might also mean magistrate. Wanting day, which might be the final D, in a measure of warmth. That would be in a tog. Is a tog a measure of warmth? I've never heard of that. Let me pause and check Doge first. Well, a tog is a measure of insulation, and I do remember now seeing that on blankets. Doge, though, doesn't seem to be a magistrate, but maybe there's some other meaning in which it is, because the rest of it seems to make sense. All right, but that is a useful one to get. Now go pale, threatening appearance at club. Go pale. No. And my composer. Oh, yeah, I think I may have gotten it the wrong way around. I think it is a composer, and it's going to be G for grand, it looks like, and then a 4-letter fortune. I'm only thinking of Grieg at the moment, but I don't think R-I-E-G is going to be a fortune. What other G composers are there? A fortune. No, not seeing it. Our African city, if that's what it is, would begin with A. None is coming to me. And here our version. All right, it's the paper is not the Times. It tired one. Yeah, tired one European. I'm thinking we are going to anagram it tired, and then either the word one or the letter I plus an E. Version of paper, like date sensitive, I don't know. Now my oh good, probably a G. A copyist, I think, is an aper. So I'm wondering if the answer is gaper. I think if you stand there gaping, you look stupid. I'm not convinced by it. I'm going to go ahead and use the check this button. It is correct. All right. All right, let's go back to the Downs. Clans forced into rising to be set free. Oh, it ends in a P, which is nice. The rising makes me think we're going to have something going backwards. To be set free. I'm wondering if clans could be kinship, but how would that work? Forced into rising to be set free. No, I don't like that. Yeah, all right. How about club once used to get old writer going? Oh my goodness, I like this one. Yeah, there's some that just your brain fires the right connections, and I read it as club once used, and I know there were old names for golf clubs back in the day before we numbered them. I think from reading P.G. Wodehouse and the Mr. Mulliner stories in particular, there was a Mashie club and another was a nib lick. And if, excuse me, if your pen wasn't flowing freely, maybe you would lick the nib of it to to get the writer going. Oh, that's very clever. I like that a lot. All right, how about then? Not much could be a bit. Custom in the Queen Vic. Yeah, I'm just wondering if, I don't know, can you shorten a pint of bitter to a bit or something like that? Well, let's see if 22 down could start with T. Drift for one thing covers up. Oh, that's very tricky. Drift. I do read it as drift for one, and that maybe drift is an example of something, but I can't think of what. Sea drift, snow drift, the drifters. No. Restaurant offering people unusual starter. Hmm. Maybe restaurant. Ah, yes, restaurant offering. I suppose the list of all their offering would be a menu. So people are men. Unusual starters, the letter U. Okay. Feeble chap's wife, a troublemaker. Oh. Well, wife is usually a W. So is it a three-letter feeble chap followed by a W to make a troublemaker? R, I'm thinking more likely it's W followed by a troublemaker. Oh, who could be an imp, and that would give you a wimp. There we go. All right. Ooh. So this looks like some kind of poker. Oh, stud poker. So to pay close attention mostly is study without the Y. And to one, stirring. Oh, yeah. So I suppose if you're poking at things, you're stirring them. And there is our game. All right, this ends in an R. It doesn't begin with a T. Drift. For one thing covers up. No, don't see it. Oh, we do have some nice letters for the 7-letter word. something like exiting. Yeah, could it end in ing, which then 22 down? I don't think it's going to be tiger. And what other words would there be with a G? Maybe more like, aversion could be an addition. That makes much more sense. Drift, for one thing, covers up. Toner. Drift, of course, could be meaning. I get your drift. Yeah, anyway, let's try and get my version. Yeah, something addition. Very dull. Yeah, it does look like an anagram of it tired 1 plus E. But what is the very dull? Not the hardback edition. I'm going to go ahead and just check dog eat dog. Yeah, it's correct. I'm going to go ahead and check a bit. That is correct as well. So we'll need 15 squared to explain it to us. So toner, tenor. Yeah, I'm completely baffled by this one. Let's try our having one more. Of course, if you have one more on board, you might be pregnant. So I think it's pregnancy. P. Reg, of course, is the car from that year. And then the girl is Nancy. All right. That's a good one to get. Now our preachers try witches, perhaps. Still not seeing that. I think I'm going to look at a list of composers beginning with G and see if I can find one other than Grieg. Oh, of course, fortune. Your good fortune might be your luck, and Gluck is the composer. Ooh, we now have a K, graphic novel, but spine not long broken, being misused. Could it be a well-known graphic novel? I really don't know very many of them. Mouse, of course. But spine not long broken. I'm wondering what the K being misused might be. Yeah, I'm wondering if it spine not long. Yes, maybe spin broken anagram. And it's a anagram of that. No, don't see it. Gosh, I'm not sure where to look. Going for little. Oh, something cheap. Oh, I do like a little pile. Might be a heap. And a carbon might sink into it. Dirt cheap, of course. Yeah, so a little pile of earth is dirt heap. You put C for carbon inside it and you get dirt cheap. All right. Flop down, taking pill, and spoonfuls of medicine. I think it must be doses. I think if you flop down, you doss. We used to use that as slang in Dublin growing up, just dossing around, and a doss house, of course. Um, and I think that takes the E inside it. We always see that as a drug or a pill. All right, now our chain that is covered in diamonds. I don't. Could it be a chain of shops or businesses? What other kind of chain? Yeah, I don't see it. A genuine German. I think, yes, there is this German word echt. I always thought it meant original, but I suppose must mean genuine. And then it's regular letters of beach. Let's see. Beach hut, regularly cleared out. Oh, yeah. E, C, and then the H and the T. Just because the two H's, I was confusing myself. All right. Giant struggle for breath over a thin porridge. I think it is going to be a giant struggle. Pandemonium, panda something. So what's breath going to be? Over a thin. What's another word for? Oh, I think maybe it is Pantagruel. I want to say it's from Jonathan Swift, Gulliver's Travels, but let me pause and look it up. No, it's actually from Rabelais, who wrote a book about Gargantua, a giant, and his son Pantagruel. So the definition is giant, struggle for breath is pant, and that goes over a gruel. Yeah, when I thought of gruel, I should have continued on in that vein, but oh well. Now, go pale. Is that the definition? Threatening appearance at club. Club, of course, could be a weapon of some kind. I think I'm going to have to resort to wordplays.com and see what 9-letter words begin with D and end in R. Yeah, I'm glad I use wordplays. I don't think I would have thought of this word discolor, which I presume means drain the color from. And so a threatening appearance at a club is a lour. Is that, do you say lour? Lure, Lour, at a disco. So there we go. All right. Chain that is covered. Oh, maybe it's going to be diamonds is the definition. Oh, no, it is a chain, but it's a chain of mountains. Another slang term for diamonds, of course, are rocks, and they cover IE for that is. Ah, all right. All right, I thought this might be an anagram of risk, but I couldn't see SKIR being a word. Let me just pause and check it. No, there is a word SKIRR, which actually means to move quickly. But slip, it's a double definition. If you slip, you're moving easily, but it could also be a tumble, a slip, could be a fall. All right, so now our graphic novel being misused. Oh, could it be graphic as the definition? Yeah, Yeah, I have a feeling, though, it is a graphic novel that I've may or may not have heard about. And our preachers now, yeah, I think I'm going to have to use word plays for this one too. It's another word I would not have thought of. A gospeler is a preacher. And so try is go, and witches perhaps is spellers. Oh my God, people who cast spells. I think that could have done with a question mark. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I think I should be able to get this African city. I'm going to pause and give it some thought, and if not, I think I'm going to have to look up Wikipedia. There isn't an African city that I can find that matches that pattern. Then I thought, oh, maybe it means gains, and the word accruals was there. So it's actually university in Accra. And then second online. Oh, second. Oh my goodness, is on a L for line. So another lift and separate. Very tricky one. And there we get our accruals. All right, so what about our clans forced? Now we do have U and P. So I think rising is up. And maybe we anagram clans within up. Probably UNO unclasp. All right, so to set free, I suppose to unclasp. All right, so now what is that going to be? DEA, dear, dead, Dean, DRA, DUA, Dual something edition. I don't see it. And here's our graphic novel. Yeah, I'm going to use word plays for this one. All right, yet another where I'm very glad I used wordplays.com. I'm not sponsored by them, but I do find the website very useful. There is a term, apparently a bonk buster, that is a successful book that is sexually explicit. And so graphic novel is a punning description of them. And then how's the wordplay? We definitely have broken being anagrammed. But I don't get the spine part. Oh, I think but is part of the anagram. But broken. Yeah, then being misused is telling us to anagram. Now I'm going to have to look at 15 squared for that one. Okay, so now, what is this version of paper? So very dull. It tired one European out. So I can probably work out what letters are left over from it tired. We still need another T and an R. Oh, and I think another E. Something tree edition? I don't know about that. Yeah, so I presume the first word is going to mean very dull. Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I'm going to go ahead just reveal this one. Dead Tree Edition. I presume this is a slang or online term for a paper book that is being printed on a dead tree as opposed to an e-book. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that phrase, but that makes sense. So I think it is dead is very dull. And then, excuse me, sorry, an anagram of it tired one E. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I still haven't done my drift. For one thing, covers up. I'm going to do tenor and let's check it. It is right, but I have no idea why. So again, 15 squared will have to tell us. Yeah, I don't see even the definition. Oh, maybe drift. Yeah, now I do see it. The tenor of the conversation. I'm not sure if that is correct. To me, the tenor of the conversation is more about how things are being said. You know, is it getting heated? Is it friendly? That would be the tenor of the conversation to me, whereas drift is the meaning. Anyway, but then I don't get the wordplay. Yeah, let me pause and look up tenor. Well, it looks like I'm wrong. It can mean the general meaning of something as well as the character, which I think is what I would take it to be, or the pattern of something. All right, I got there in the end. That was very, very tricky. And I did have to reveal at least one and then a lot of the check this button. All right, let me check all. Everything else still seems to be there. Let's head on over to 15 squared. All right, the blog is by Manehi. A slow solve. Okay, glad I'm not the only one. A lot of tricky clues and parsing. I think on the acrosses I followed most of them until we got down to 21. A bit. Oh, that's clever. So because Queen Vic, the Queen Vic is in EastEnders, it's instead of the usual Cockney. So your custom is your habit. You drop the H. That's clever. Definition is a paper version of Dead Tree. All right. That's new to me, I think. Let's see. And the downs, 12 down. Just, oh yeah, so it's anagram of, spine broken, but you have to realize that to pine means to long for. Oh my goodness, and remove that. That's very tricky. Yeah, all right. And then 22. Oh, Doge just says he's a magistrate. Okay. I think I did have that at the back of my mind, probably from a previous crossword. And tenor. Oh, it's a hidden clue for one thing, covers it, but also upwards. You have to read backwards. Ah. Yeah, it's probably the simplest kind of clue is a hidden, but I just did not spot that. All right. Never heard of Pantagruel, but impeccably clued, yeah. Very easy and really obscure. Yeah, I think that was my feeling too. Anyway, I did enjoy it, and I'm thankful to have finished it in not a terrible time. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and have a wonderful day.